What makes a guy a star? And I hear the wrong answer given all the time, and I don't know the right one. None of us do. I can guess. I can point you in certain directions. I can kind of tell you what's not going to work. But if you give me 5 things that, you do these 5 things, you're going to be a star. You're not right. 2 plus 2 does not equal 4. And I will hear people say, well, you got to have exciting fights. You need to win your fights. You need to work your way up the card. You need to get main events and get media opportunities. Well, you're not wrong to say that. I wouldn't disagree with you, but let's bring in specifically Justin Gaethje. One of the greatest debuts ever, if not he might actually be the single greatest debut ever. If you look at the pressure that was put on Justin Gaethje, okay, he comes in undefeated. He's the World Series of Fighting champion. He's been in plenty of tough contests with plenty of tough guys in big matches, feature matches, fought at his home state of Arizona a number of times, went back and had a fight got to fight at his college alma mater in the very arena that he used to compete in when he was a collegiate athlete. Big pressure on him. Wins the title over there, 5-round atmospheres, takes on all comers. They constantly were having number 1 contenders. And World Series of Fighting was doing. They're having tournaments to establish who was the number 1 contender. That's a damn good way to do it. You come through a tournament like Brian Foster did. Yeah, you're the number 1 guy. And then Gaethje's got to go fight those guys pretty hard. I mean, he was doing some heavy lifting over there. He couldn't get any traction, not a bit. So he's doing all those things that people will say you got to do, but something was missing. Now, and this is relevant to the story, you have to balance it with this. Now doing the exact same thing. So he debuts on Friday, over the weekend, Friday night, gets Michael Johnson, killer opponent, looks great doing it, looks calm, deals with the pressure, goes into a main event, makes his debut hard to do. But I am a little more familiar with Gaethje than most of you would be because I was following with World Series of Fighting. I was getting to do some commentary work. So I just saw him at least 3 times live and maybe 4. And I can tell you from that perspective, what he did on Friday was a little simpler because I've seen him do it before. He's a tough guy. He doesn't get frustrated. Nerves don't overcome it. He never beats himself. He's got a very mean and angry style. Everything he does is designed for destruction, and he can take a shot in return. And he's not afraid to fall down and get hurt every now and then. He just happens to come back. He's a ton of fun. But what I'm offering to you, and I hope that I'm painting this picture well, is he's not doing anything different than he's already been doing. So for anybody that says, to be a star, you got to be in the main event. Well, he's been main event. Well, you got to finish your fight. Well, he's been finishing fights. Well, you got to be exciting. Well, he's always exciting. He was a champion. He had good exposure. I mean, he had all of those different things. The only thing we're able to insert here is UFC. All he did is the same thing he's been doing, but he did it in a different organization. And I think that, beating a Michael Johnson, somebody who we know is really good, I think that does give you credence. I just scratch my head. I can't totally put my finger on, well, Palomino and Foster and some of these other hammers that he was having to come through in the World Series of Fighting. Those guys were killers too. How do you go about making a star? And this is a question that I don't need an answer to. I'd love the answer, but I don't need it as much as other organizations need it. Why aren't we seeing a star coming out of other organizations? And anybody that wants to jump to it and go, well, it's the UFC, you got to be careful on that.
Calm mind in the midst of chaos. I love Mark Henry, but he's going to be freaking the fuck out.